so I started working out with Katya and Alexei about 6, 7 months ago now. Has it been longer than that now?
I think it may have been even longer.
Yeah.
I'll check.
And I'm a pretty seasoned lifter. I've been lifting for about 8 years. And I think one of the biggest things was just the how hard we went into the workouts, that the difficulty of the workouts was high. And he really pushes you to try and do the best that you can. And he always wants film, which is great because then he's looking at your form to ensure that you're doing it right. And he's always really responsive, even though he lives on the other side of the world. And I started out with, and this is after quite a long break, especially due to the COVID and stuff, without a gym. So I
You
started at around,
started at home, right?
right, I was at home and I was at about a 200, well, really 195-ish bench. My squat had fallen to about 300, 315, maybe even lower than that. And then my
In
deadlift,
255, but
oh yeah, it was 285. Thank you. And then my bench was between probably 350 and not bench. Deadlift was between 350 and about like 390. But now after all this time, my bench has gotten up to 235. My squat is at least 360 and my deadlift has increased to 440. And my shoulders definitely have increased by about 4 inches in circumference since the last time I measured. And I've gained about 10 pounds. Some of that is definitely from fat, but that's also just the name of the game when you're trying to gain weight, like muscle mass, because you gotta you gain a little muscle, you also gain a little fat. So the whole now we're trying to reduce the fat and keep the muscle. So this has been a really wonderful experience, and it's been something I've greatly enjoyed. That's for sure. I highly recommend anyone from amateur to seasoned lifter to take Katya and Alexei up on their weightlifting programs. They do a lot of good work.
thank you. I mean, we try, even though I feel like it was tough in the pandemic, right? When like seasoned powerlifters like you had to train from the house.
Right.
So what did you use to train from the house?
I didn't use anything in the house. Well, we just did a bunch of body workouts. It was just like, I think I had a kettlebell, like a 15-pound kettlebell, and like that was it. And we would just use like items around like our table, like our coffee desk to do, because it's low, to do like the lunge ups, the step up stuff for like
Right.
work, and that was it. And a lot of push-ups, so many push-ups.
And a lot of bands.
And yes, and a lot of
Pull-ups, you got to pull a bar, right?
yes, I had a pull-up bar. I
Yeah.
did have that. And I just had gotten, by the time I got back to the gym, I also just gotten back my Olympic ring set, which I definitely wish I had had before. But
Oh man, Olympic rings are great.
yes, I still have them, but yeah, I had left them in Uganda because I thought I was going to go back there within a year because I was going to use those rings there, but then I didn't go back. So, but luckily they came back to me.
Yeah, nice. So you added about 170 pounds to your total, and squat is back at your lifetime PR, right? Bench
Right.
is the same as your all-time PR, and you're competing in like 2.5 months, which is so exciting. I'm so excited to see you compete again after such a long break. Are you excited? Do you have any numbers that you want to hit, or are you just going to go conservative?
No, I definitely want to push my, like, the whole point of doing these things is to push myself. Like, I'm okay if I don't get the last lifts for each thing. I mean, really what I want to do is really try to see how far, like, this is to see how far I've actually progressed. Um and it would be great to finally break through the 440, like, because I've been stuck at 440 for a while. in
For
training. So
deadlift? You said, wait, you said on a good day it's 450.
well, now it's about 450.
Yeah,
But in competition, I haven't been able to get higher than 440
right.
in any of my competitions that I've done, except for the very first one that was the amateur, that was like the just the little competition at Duke.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that was fun.
I did 460, but I looked back at that video and my form was really bad.
Yeah.
Um, and so it was, I want to be able to do that again, but like with like excellent form this time.
You are, by the way, Alexei really compliments your form. Like among all of the lifters that we have on the team, you're definitely among the top when we're
I
talking
do,
form.
I mean, form before for everything else, form before weight. Like I wouldn't care if I had to drop down like 200 pounds on something, but if I had to do like, I'd always rather do perfect form than try to do bad form, because the perfect form is what is going to keep me going longer than everyone else, because everyone's going to be trying to grind crappy form at weight that they shouldn't be at, and then they're going to blow something in their back or in their knees or some part, some joint. And I don't like, the last thing I want to do is that. And plus, once you get into the correct form, like you're just so much stronger. Like there's, it's so you're just so much better at it once you get that, because then it's all the muscles working in tandem rather than what it was before. Like I'm still working on my, like when I squat, my pelvic, I had pelvic interior tilt. So I've been trying to work on keeping pulling that in. And then my deadlift is just something that I'm always very critical of my own deadlift, but I'm always trying to be like as perfect as I can, because that's the one that can really hurt you.
Yeah. What would you say is the most like unexpected or helpful advice that you've gotten from Alexei lately?
Not anything totally unexpected, because we've just been working out. I think one of the thing that he definitely pointed out on the squat, I think, when I talked to him last time, was that to make sure that when I go up, I don't immediately rack. I need to
Oh
go
yeah.
up, pause, and then rack, so I don't get called out for that in a meet. Um, I think that that's something that I definitely need. That's like good. That's like that's it doesn't seem like much of advice. That seems very silly. But if you're trying to compete, that's like so many people get caught on that.
Yeah. Well, usually the things that he notices in your videos, when you send him videos, he would just see the little tiny things that need to be fixed and integrate them into the program. So a lot of beginners, they would be like, oh, why don't I get like an essay of feedback on every single exercise that I send a video for? Well, that's why. That's because that is integrated into your next week, and then the week after, and the week after. So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jack, and I wish you luck in your competition.
Thank you so much, and I hope everything's going well for you, Katya.
Thanks.